Hi guys, today we have a poet in the house. He's an ex-seminarian. He has a very pretty interesting story of poetry being in the seminary, then he became from poetry, seminary, ex-seminarian. So, karibu sana, poets.
Thank you.
Please share with our guests your name.
Okay, I'm Ayieko Jakoyo. That is my stage name, or rather a writing name. Though the official name is Sebastian Jakoyo. That's the name on the ID. Ex-seminarian is my slogan. I was in seminary at St. Peter's Seminary in Mumias Town, and that is from Form 1 up to Form 4. I was in a seminary school. Actually, I had an ambition of becoming a Catholic priest, but in between, I think I don't know why it started raining on me, because each and everybody understands you must be having that point where it rained on you. So it rained on me somewhere, and I missed being a priest.
Did it rain on you before you get into the seminary school in the real sense, or before you got into the actual seminary?
No, I had not gotten into actual seminary. I was in a seminary high school. I was in a seminary high school. So from there, I was now to be initiated into seminary school, whereby you graduate from step to step to becoming a priest.
So that is the point you missed.
That's the point where the rain
What
started,
was that
beating me.
one thing that happened? What was that terrible storm that took you and made you quit?
Cindy, I believe at one point you wanted to be a doctor.
No, I never wanted
Or
to be a
rather an
doctor my
engineer.
whole life. No,
But there's somewhere where the rain started beating you and you'll be
I always wanted to think I'd want to be a journalist in life.
yeah.
But I never really. I knew these tough courses were not for me. I'm not a mathematics person, so I won't lie, and I knew that from the word go. So that rain did not beat me.
So let me say that I wanted to see the world in a different perspective from seminary, and
So you
here
still
we are.
you love the world as you're seeing it right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
You don't have any regrets of not going
But
into
I'm still a
seminary.
church guy. I'm still a church guy. On Sunday, you meet me in church.
I'm also a church guy.
Yeah, I read the Bible and all that.
Okay, which church did you go to?
I'm a Catholic.
Okay. So how did you come? At what point did you know that you have an interest in poetry and art?
Poetry and art. I began poetry early in primary school, because I was this guy who could not miss music festival. You understand the trips and the bouquet that comes with going out for music festivals.
Especially if you're in a boarding school.
Yeah, so I would really try, even if my piece was not that convincing, I would really try so that I don't miss the trip and also the bouquet that comes with it. So that's where I began writing my own piece, because there is that part of special compositions for music festivals. That's where I began writing pieces. And from the critics that I received, from the direction I received from my teachers, I think that's what made me better.
That's what made you better.
Yeah.
So up to now, how has your poetic journey been when you began and at this point in time?
Actually, my poetry journey has been so sweet, because poetry opens your eyes. You are able to see the world with a third eye, if I can say. Because what poets see, any other ordinary person can't see. That's how we refer to ourselves. So I've gotten a lot of experience in writing poetry. I've been able to share my innermost thoughts. I've been able to share the experience of others, because with poets we talk for ourselves and we talk for the others also.
Okay. So the name Ayieko, you're Sebastian Jakoyo. Ayieko, what brought up the Ayieko name?
Ayieko, I was given Ayieko by my grandfather. Yeah.
The meaning
You
of
know,
Ayieko.
I'm this one guy who really likes sitting where old people are, because I believe that old is gold, and that is the epitome of wisdom. So I was so fond of my grandfather, and he called me Ayieko. I think we had Ayieko Senior, who was his elder brother, and he passed away. And you know, the transformed names from where I come from is a normal thing. So the name was transferred and planted on me.
On you. Okay, thanks for taking the planted name. So which poets do you actually deal in which context? Are they romantic poets? Are they real life? Or what is your context?
I can say that my poetry is diverse. You know, personally, I'm a motivational speaker, so I do motivational poetry. I also do poetry based on what we experience in contemporary society. Like recently, when the pandemic hit us, we really wrote about the pandemic. Uh, Maybe also when we experience something sweet that we can share, I write. So I write diversified poems.
Okay. So apart from being a poet, what other thing does Ayieko do?
Ayieko is a teacher by profession, a
Mm-hmm.
teacher of secondary school. I'm a teacher of geography and business studies.
Why didn't you know? Why did you just not teach English literature?
That is the big question now.
Yes. I'm concerned.
Okay, I think I really liked business studies that I couldn't do away with it. Also, the nature and geography I think used to draw me closer to it, because I'm one person who like to travel here and there, experience nature in a different way from where I stay. So
Just say you have a passion for geography.
that
I
is
like
it.
traveling,
That
but
is it.
I don't like
That
geography.
is it.
Okay. So, but do you help the students in where you teach? Do you help them during drama festivals when they need to prepare?
I do help them. Actually, I'm a regional trainer of elocution. And when you talk of elocution, that is entails the Swahili and English, the Mashairi part. I'm a regional trainer. So the duty of training my students is the story. And I really try. Because last time I missed nationals with a whisker in a new station that I'm in. But this year 2020 I was very optimistic of going up to national schools. The pandemic came with what it came with, but I'm very hopeful that 2021 is my year now.
2021, we will see
2021 is my year.
Ayieko in
Yeah.
the national, so we should keep watching out.
Good.
Then there's this book you authored. Tell us more about this book.
Return the Bride Prize and Other Poems.
Yes.
Yeah.
That the heading is so catchy. Why should we return the bride prize?
Okay, Return the Bride Prize is a collection of poems mainly for high school students, because when you're writing poems, we normally classify them. So these poems are best for high school students, and it has a collection of about 70 poems with well-arranged poetry notes and also well-designed poetry questions. That is, it will help students to gain from the notes. Then they can divert to questions and find out how poetry questions come, even in cases, and they'll also be able to do more of research from the selected poems. The title itself, Return the Bride Prize, is one of the poems there actually, and Cindy is asking why Return the Bride Prize.
Yes.
You know, I was looking at it in this manner. You know, when we were growing up, I grew up I grew up country, and I have a good experience of the happenings that used to happen there. Sometimes you could see the female gender, that is the lady suffering just because she was married to somebody somewhere, and she has to be submissive and all through, because somebody paid
The bride price.
bride price.
So they
a
should
few
return.
a few kettle and got somewhere. So the person becomes Calvinistic and frustrates the lady because of all that. The reason, because we paid bride price, and from where I come from, it's a taboo to return it. So the lady has to persevere because of that. So I was looking at it in a perspective that if it is the bride price that is holding these ladies so that she dies here because bride price was paid, why can't we return it and keep our daughter peacefully,
Okay.
safely?
So, because you're a
So
poet.
simply the title is against women battering, and that is molestation faced by the female gender.
Ayieko has given us people opportunity to return the bride price when it gets too hot, so just return the bride price. So, because you're a poet, we'd like to give you a challenge. Are you up to the task?
It's okay. I'm a poet.
Okay. So we'd like to have you perform one of your best poems from Return the Bride Price.
Okay.
Which one is that? We want you to perform it for us.
I can say that one of the poems that I really like, although I like them all, but for today I'll perform on Adage in a Bar. That is a poem on page 144. And maybe somebody is asking himself or herself, why Adage in a bar? Because we expect a bar to be a place where people are celebrating. and there is that jovial mood all through. And in adage is a song sung in a funeral. So we expect there the mood to be very gloomy, and there's crying and wailing, and what we call it, where I come from, where we call that. So we want to find out why adage is being sung on 2141,
Okay.
44, sorry.
So perform it for us and let's hear why the judge is being sung in a bar.
Fine.
Let me open mine so that I be sure you're not missing the lines.
Good. So I'm performing a poem Adage in a Bar from a collection of poems and other poems. That is on page 144. Adage in a Bar. They will come. They will come in suits, bouncing like boats on the rippling waves of Namdul. They'll come to sing precious Dutch for the deaf, precious Dutch for our deaf ears, loud enough that we can in the breast and bright ribs. They will quench and irrigate their throats. They will wait and weep for the loss. They will dance, praising us more. Then they will feast in memory of us, the departed. But we won't hear the Dutch, since they didn't hear the cry for the help we needed just before.
And return the bride price of which?
Return the bride price is somewhere in there. I think
Page 139.
should be the second poem.
Page 39.
Yeah.
This is just a request. Please perform that one for us.
Since even after being told what return the bride price is.
I just want to hear it. There's no problem.
Okay. So we are reading together Return the Bride Price, which happens to be the title of the book I've talked about already. Our esteemed in-laws, we have not come to quarrel today. We are still keeping peace. Peace that our warriors fought for. Peace that Ramogi proclaimed. Peace that prevailed on the wedding day. But we have one word to say. Please return the bride price. Your daughter is not ready to stay. Men from the royal family, we respect you greatly. We have visited without giving you a word, a sign of something gone astray. We won't share local brew today. Neither will we listen to the soothing or Hangla music. We are on our way. Please return the bride price. Your daughter has rejected our ways. Respected in-laws, under the same tree we sat on the day we brought dowry, chatting and laughing happily, eating and drinking heavily. Under the same tree we sit today, demanding you give us the dowry. Your daughter has neglected our families. Jokanyanam, we are still keeping peace. Peace that Luanda Magere brought. Stiffen not your necks. Please take us to the lake. We take our kettle back before it is too dark. Return the bride price and take your daughter back. We can't tame your daughter at all. That is the end of the piece. So you are seeing the essence.
I actually felt the conversational mode of that.
So there's no need of fighting here and there. If you can't stay under the same roof, it's better. Though I'm not advocating for divorce or anything, but I'm one person who believes that there's no point at which a man should beat a wife. Actually, it is an archaic practice. It's something that is out of time right now. It's good you find solace at different places than staying at the same point and resulting in death.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We've heard from Ayieko. Ayieko, I'm pleased to host you, an ex-seminarian. So if you'd like your books, where can we get them at? So
very soon I'll upload them on Nuria, that is an online platform. Others right now you can get them around Nairobi CBD, and you can also get them from me. by following me simply on my social media channel. All through is Ayieko Jakoyo. And the book costs only 500 Kenya shillings. That is a one-time breakfast, and you are done.
So the next time you want to make breakfast and want to support poetry, please think of Ayieko and buy return the right price.
Maybe Cindy, maybe just to let the cat off the bag. I'm also working on the second Poetry Anthology with a veteran poet, Mr. Pellet, which we are expecting it to be out by October, end of October. So I'll be happy to newlywed heights.
Okay, that is all we had for today. Thank you all for tuning in and watching us. Asanteni sana.